Did you know that the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod operates the largest parochial school system in the United States? Were you aware that you have one of these fine institutions right in your backyard at 49th and Pierce, Ascension Lutheran Christian School? Dear friends, many of you may be aware of Martin Luther King Jr., but how many of you know his history and connection to the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod? We will explore that history today. I am Pastor Bryan Reeves, pastor at Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Richton Park, Illinois.
And I'm Reverend Kleinschmidt from Redeemer Lutheran Church in Highland, Indiana, and both of us are on the school board at Ascension Lutheran Christian School in Gary, Indiana.
You may know that Dr. King was actually born Michael King Jr. in 1929. His father was Michael King Sr., senior pastor at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. After taking a trip to Germany, he was inspired by the life, ministry, and teaching of Martin Luther. On his return trip to Atlanta, he was so inspired that he changed his name and his son's name to Martin Luther, giving us Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther was a Roman Catholic monk, priest, and teacher who in the year 1517 became concerned that what his church body was teaching was not in line with what he was reading in the Holy Bible. Martin Luther sought to reform the Catholic Church of his time, remove the abuses, and get back to following the Word of God. This began what is commonly known as the Protestant Reformation, and many denominations in America today, Baptists, Methodists, Episcopalians, among others, trace their roots back to this Reformation of Martin Luther in the 1500s. True Lutherans, however, still exist today. Our Lutheran Church Missouri Synod came to America in 1839 on 5 ships that left from Saxony in Germany and came and landed in New Orleans, losing 1 ship in the transport. They traveled up the Mississippi, eventually settling in Perry County, Missouri, which is one reason why we're known as the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. Today, our Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, or LCMS, operates over 6,000 congregations and the largest Protestant parochial school system in America.
While it is true that Martin Luther King Jr. was a Baptist pastor, not a Lutheran, he would have been very fond of the teachings of the Lutheran Church as they aligned with racial justice and education and equality for all. In keeping in that theme with the civil rights movement and racial justice, many of you are aware of Rosa Parks. But how many of you are familiar with Rosa Young? In 1915, an African-American educator in the South, in Alabama, was looking for ways to fund her school. She reached out to Booker T. Washington of Tuskegee Institute, and he commented to her that she should reach out to the Lutherans because as a denomination, they were doing more for coloreds than any other denomination at the time. After reaching out to the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, Rosa Young went on to found 30 schools and churches, and even a college. The teachings of the Lutheran Church have been valuable to the African American educational experience. We are carrying that tradition at Ascension Lutheran Christian School. We rejoice in the work of Dr. Martin Luther King and his push for justice and equality for all. As Lutherans, we celebrate the joy of the Reformation, where the gospel is for all people. That good news is the heart of everything that we do in quality Lutheran education, the education that is provided for our scholars here at Ascension Lutheran Christian School.
I'm joyfully the product of Lutheran education, kindergarten through 8th grade at St. John Evangelical Lutheran Church in Merrill, Wisconsin, and then I went to one of our 10 synodical schools and universities, and then also to our seminary in Fort Wayne, Indiana, where I met Bryan Reeves.
I also am the product of Lutheran education. I attended grade school at St. John Lutheran Church in South Euclid, Ohio. My wife also is the product of Lutheran education. She attended Lutheran East High School and is a graduate of Valparaiso University.
We invite you to come and see what a quality Lutheran education can do for you and your family.